Here are just some random shots from our recent trip to Arles, France, that they didn't seem to fit in any of my other videos. We nicknamed this guy Carl of Arles. Every evening, we would get a drink in front of the amphitheater, and he'd just show up looking for somebody to throw his ball. Anybody. We stop in a lot of cemeteries, and they all seem to be loaded with cats. Maybe they're spirits of the dead or something. In this one, there's a section for soldiers of the French Berber regiments who died in World War I. I may do a separate video on them. This really cool building is part of Luma, which is the arts center in Arles. Lots of exhibitions and special programs if you're interested. Of course, there's a really nice cathedral. We see lots of them in Europe, but I never get used to reliquary. Just chunks of saints, fingers, heads, skulls. It seems kind of creepy to me. There's, of course, the Archaeological Museum, tons of mosaics, busts like good old Mithra here, and even some fragments of a Roman dodecahedron. Tons of sarcophagi, not just Roman, but also Christian, which I don't see a lot of. Here's one of Jesus, and then a bunch of the Christian sarcophagi have these baskets. I think they represent feeding the masses. I don't know. The cloister of St. Trophine. This courtyard is really the highlight with all these carved capitals. This guy is, I think, training his dragon. A really cool eagle. And then some knights doing, I guess, what guys with swords do. The city has put together a map highlighting different walks depending on your interests. For example, places that Van Gogh painted, medieval sites, and of course, Roman sites. Then they put these markers in the streets, so it's fairly hard to get lost, although I did anyway. The sites are all kind of one on top of each other. So, for example, this is the yellow cafe Van Gogh painted a bunch of times. And then just a few steps down, this was the Roman Forum, we have the remains of a temple.